Hi guys, welcome back to another video from Car Help For You. So usually I show you how to fix things or show you what we've bought or stuff like that. Today what I'm going to show you is basically one of the most dodgiest repair jobs I've come across so far. And I want to say dodgiest in the way that I didn't think it was possible to fix a car this badly. What this is basically the exhaust, front exhaust on a Vauxhall Vectra. So this was an 09 plate, 1.9 diesel automatic Vauxhall Vectra. So the bottom one, as you can see here, is what the exhaust should look like. So you can see over there we've got our Flexi. We've got the Flexi bit, which obviously is just, if I just come around this way you might be able to see it a bit better. So we've got where it connects up here to the back of the exhaust. Then we've got the Flexi part, the bracket that holds it up. The bracket needs to be moved obviously down towards the front of the exhaust, as to where the DPF, where this would connect to the DPF. So you can see it's one straight pipe, there's nothing wrong with that pipe. So now if we come back to it, we come to the bod job. What you're going to see is we've got our DPF connector part, which obviously comes round to our bracket, same as the others. Then if we follow it round, it should come to the Flexi pipe. Now the Flexi pipe on this is completely destroyed, which, you know what, it's not unnatural, it happens. But you get it repaired properly. So what's happened here is the Flexi's had enough, and we haven't actually ripped this off. This is how the Flexi's actually come off. So this is finished, as you can see there. Both ends of it have literally come off. This would be a part that connects onto the rear of the exhaust. So if we just put it together, I'll show you roughly what it'll be like that. So you can see you've got the Flexi and that. So when we've took this off the car, it's actually came off in 3 bits, which it shouldn't. And now what I want to say when I say by a dodgy repair is basically someone has taken the time, and you can see this is all the stuff that's come out with the DPF onto the can, and the underneath of the car is absolutely covered in this. The car only came to me because it was smoking up really bad. When you get it to about 30 miles an hour, the car would just smoke, and it looked like there was a fire going on under the car. So what this is, from what I can make out, is some sort of tin that someone just took the top and the bottom off, and they've tried to wrap it around the exhaust like that, I'm assuming. Well, that's what it was like anyway. So they've wrapped it around like that, put that down. They've then gone ahead and used these clips, which are Jubilee clips, or nut tensioners, whatever you want to say. So we've put them to the side, and we just pick these up. This is what we've actually took off there. So this was what they originally had on there first, and before you say, oh, it looks like exhaust repair, it's actually not exhaust repair. We've used exhaust putty where you can just weld the exhaust back together. Well, what you do is you just put it over a hole of the exhaust. So what you do is you clean the exhaust, sand it down a little bit, and you just put it over the top to patch it up. Well, this isn't that. If you actually look very clearly at some of the, very closely at some of the pieces, this is cement. Well, cement, what you use on houses and other things, has no reason to be on a car. It should not be on a car. And when the Flexi is actually damaged, so if we look over at the Flexi, there was a lot of this. This is only the few pieces that we wanted to keep. This was actually over this edge here and over this edge here, and it was absolutely slapped all over. And it's due, I don't understand the mind of someone that thinks this is acceptable. Whether you're a learning mechanic or a new mechanic, or you've been a mechanic for years, it's no acceptable reason to slap a bit of cement on, put a tin can over it, and think the car's safe to then either sell on or give back to someone. This car actually, from what we've been told by the person who brought it to us, it was repaired by their family member who thought this was acceptable. They then gave the car to them, drive the car for a few months, and will sell the car. So not only have they then put the family members at risk, they've then put in other people at risk who's going to come and buy the car. To be honest with you, I don't even think the car would sell, because as soon as you go for the test drive, you'd start seeing the exhaust. So the car came to us, and when it came to us, the lad went, look, it's smoking up as soon as I'm going about 5 minutes for 30 miles an hour, and it's doing it so bad that my visibility is gone. It's coming from the bonnet. We said, all right, let's check it out. Put the diagnostics machine onto it, and it's coming up with the DPF. So we're like, all right, it might just be the DPF. We asked the lad, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to remove the DPF and put a remap onto it, which you can still do. There are ways around it. Under the new MOT that it wouldn't actually pass, but there are certain ways to people that can get around it. We said, all right, before we start going a bit crazy, because that does cost a bit, we're like, let's get underneath the car and check it out if it's all right with you. He goes, yeah, that's fine. So we didn't even bother putting it on the lift, we just put it on some ramps, got underneath it, and we just seen this amount of it just absolutely plastered, and it was literally like that and cement over here. And the technician that got underneath it actually went, start the car, I want to hear it. So when we started it up, you can hear some metal like that just rattling. So the person who didn't even bother to tighten it properly. It shouldn't be on there, but if you've done a Bodge job, at least follow it all the way through. So we've took the Jubilee clips off, which are obviously here. There were 4. The other one actually shattered into pieces when we were smacking it with a hammer because it was covered in cement. So there's the 3 Jubilee clips, and then we took the tin can off. And as soon as we took the tin can off, this just came apart. This literally just went like that, and we're like, whoa. So we've then had to move on to this part here, which had cement on it. The only way we were able to actually get the cement off was get a chisel and just slowly tapping at it, hoping that we don't damage anything else. So we carried on doing it, carried on getting all the way through, and we managed to smash through that. As soon as the cement came off, you can see that someone's already had a butcher's at this. This wasn't actually us, but you can see it's very frail. But it wasn't actually us that done this. And you see where it used to be connected, the wiring. One more thing that was on this, which we don't actually have here because went in the bin as it was wrapped around the cement, was the electrician's wire. Now we're talking again, house electric wire. Someone's put it on this, so we don't understand, like, I personally don't understand why you do anything so stupid like this. But once we managed to get that off, obviously this came off first, then the Flexi came off. This was stuck onto the car. So as you can see, it's suffering quite bad rust, which means that it's justified that, you know, it's gave way. But all we've done is just put a nut extractor tool on them 3 and just extracted the nut out because it was so rusty, it wasn't actually going to come out. So now when we go back to the fitting, what we're going to do is this is going to hook up to the back of the exhaust. Obviously you've got your Flexi, and as you can see, your Flexi literally holds its name. It is a Flexi pipe. That's going to connect to the DPF. All we've got to do though is transfer this brace, so this actual metal thing, over to here, so it can hook up onto the car. These exhausts are inexpensive, so we managed to get this one off the internet for about £40, which is nothing really. When you look at what could have happened, what has happened. Like I said, I don't understand what went through the mind of the person that thought this repair was acceptable. Unfortunately, guys, this is where I've got to end the video and crack on with the job and get the car back out. Please make sure you like, share and subscribe, and don't get any dodgy repairs. Thank you, bye bye.